What is going on, guys? And today we are back in the mix. Got two tables going right now, a 1-2 game and a 2-4 game. Be looking around to see if there's anything else going right now. Got some heads up action, 3 people sitting in a full table. We're on the 1-2, and right now we get led into here with Jack 9-10. We're still gonna call. It's the flat call 8. We do need an 8 for the straight here, though, and when he catches 2 overs, I think we're just gonna let this one go, even though we do have a cut shot. Over here, we're playing Moxie heads up, hoping to start the game. Looks like the other player has sat. So we got Dirty Dozen in the 2-4 game, and on the other one right now, we have the 8-game mix. As always, if you guys are watching on Twitch, let me know you are. If you guys are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Questions or comments are down below. Email's also in there. We put our first update on the 100K Phenom Way challenge. So that's on YouTube too, if you guys are watching. Pretty short. It's also rolling around in the sidebar as well. But the token price has definitely been moving up, so that is a good sign. Obviously, not only for the challenge, but for everyone playing. Here with a 5 limping and King Queen 10 here. If the 9 raises, we're going to 2-bet, and if he folds, we're going to raise. Raise this one. Doogie, we defend our blind here with ace 7. 1 card draw. And we're going to check the unimproved. And then when our opponent bets here, I think we're just going to give up ace 7. And on the other table, we're also playing against him. And one catches suiting queen, he catches a 9. Open this one. Catch the tri-suit. This is just an easy continue as well. And he folds. Got Doogie on the other table. We open and get called in the big blind against a 1-card draw. I would expect this 1-card draw to be pretty rough, considering our opponent did not 3-bet. We're still going to check call. Takes 1 again, and then no improvement here. And again, the pot is relatively small, so I think we're actually going to fold. Stud high on the other table here. We're stealing into the king with a queen, but we also have a king blocker, so I think this is one in a late steal position to go for. We get that one through as well. And over here, we're dealt 10 Badoogie on the button here. This is just a hand where we're going to 4-bet pre-flop, pat and pray. Even says 10 Badoogie right there. Very nice. And pretty much if we could check raise here, I think the 10 is just too high enough in our range to just fold. So we're not going to put too much action in here. And also sometimes he makes a worse Badoogie, we kind of freeze him. Over on the 8-game table, we have ace 4, king, king, and Omaha 8 or better. Pretty nice hand. And then if he checks us on this river here, so I think we're going to value bet the 10. And then over on table 1, against the big blind defend, I think we're going to bet here with the ace 4, king, king. Not the best flop for us, but for our range, it's definitely good. Again, I think we're just going to go ahead and bet again here with ace, king, kicker. Not a lot of great rivers, but I still think betting turn with ace, king is fine. And we're going to check the river too. And we do scoop that hand. Queen deuce. Oh, that was Badoogie. We folded the queen deuce 8-4 and Badoogie for the raise. All right, limit Omaha 8. That is fold. So 3-handed here with the queen jack 8-6 double suited. This is, I believe, is just a little bit too high up in the structure of the hand. So if it was like queen jack 4-5, this would be a play, I believe. Not to mention, it hurts us a little bit that the queen is suited to the jack instead of the queen and jack being different suits double suited. So I think, again, those like little things here in the situation probably want to lean me towards folding. Look and see what other games are going. A bunch of big O games going today, but again, that's not part of the challenge. So we're staying out of that for now. I might stream in the future. If there's just a bunch of big O going in the future, I might just stream it and obviously not count it. Oh, this is Badoogie. Well, I'm playing Omaha on the wrong table. My goodness. See, again, that's one of the tricky things about playing mixed games is you definitely have to be focused on what's going on. Here with a 3-card, we have a 3-card 10 theoretically, but we still, I think, break the 10 and just draw at the 2-card 5. Probably at the bottom of my range here, like ace-6, I'm definitely opening 2. And then on the other table, we have ace-2, queen jack against a raise and a cold call. And another cold call, this becomes an easy squeeze. Or, well, 3 better, 4 better. I guess they were, sorry, they just limped. Yeah, easy raise for sure. All right, ace-2, 7 and stud 8 or better. And the Omaha table, we flop pretty big. We flop not low, not flush draw. 3 overs, 2 overs here, but like the overs aren't, we don't love the overs on this structure of the board because we run into a lot of like straights in general. Like our flush draw is realistically the most powerful part of the hand. And given the fact that it's just gone limp, like I think we just value bet ace deuce all the way down. I'm not too worried about getting quartered too much here. Maybe a little bit, but I'm not betting ace deuce if that's what it means. And we actually get 3/4 with ace queen high, so a good bet in another direction there too. All right, stud 8 or better, we limp 3 ways with jack 10-9 with another jack behind as Moxie brought in with a 6. We've open pair 9s, we bet. Omaha 8 or better with the ace queen 10-8 against an under the gun open, but basically it's a hijack effectively. Go ahead and 3-bet this one. We flop pretty good on this board for our hand, but I think we could do some checking and some betting. So I think I'm going to go ahead and check this one, and then maybe even raise turn. And stud 8 or better here with the ace deuce jack. I'm going to go ahead and flat call with it. Now on the Omaha board, he checks turn. We're double gutted, nut flush draw, top pair. And then on the river, we're also going to go for the value bet with ace queen. I think this is pretty standard. And we do get the value there against queen deuce 3-4. This opens a little bit too loose. Let's see here. Stud 8. Moxie catches an ace. We're going to check this one back. Now we have a pair of deuces and 8 low draw against Moxie's board, which it's kind of close, like range on range, I would say. He's probably a slight favorite than me right now. I'm still going to check back one more time. We make 3 deuces on the river, so if he bets, I'm going to go for a raise. Definitely be betting like 2 pair in this situation, especially when I check. Don't want to see a 3-bet. Yeah, he does have 9s and 6s. We make 3 deuces. Trips usually are almost going to be a raise in that situation. You just don't really want to see the 3-bet. And then on the other table, we have 8 deuce 9. Here I'm going to go ahead and raise the 9 into the 10 and the 6. Just going to force the 10 basically to, or sorry, the 6 to pick up a hand. This is ace to 5 Raz, this is not deuce to 7. Could limp here too, but I don't mind trying to clear out the field because this 10's kind of jammed in between facing the threat of like getting re-raised here by the 6. And we do get 2-bet, we just call. We pull ahead with the 5. And it's kind of close here, but I still think I'm going to bet the 9. If he's got a super strong draw, he should probably raise. We're still going to go bet with the 9. It does fold. Deuce to 7, triple draw on the other table. We do deuce 3-4. We started, this is the first draw. Check call and draw 2. And we do improve to a 1-card 8. This is kind of a funky spot in the 2-2 spot, really. Because if my opponent bets, I kind of want to break the 10. If he checks back, I want to keep the 10. But I think out of position here with a good draw, I think we just want to go ahead and check, call, and break. And we do make number 10, which is the 87 perfect. And then in this spot, I think we just go for value. If we get raised, we just call. Not much else to do. He does make a wheel. Nice hand. Raz here, we have the 8-3 ace. Alright, in the deuce game, we have the 4-6-7 in the small blind. Again, three-handed ranges are going to be a little bit wider. Not too worried as much as running into a deuce in the big blind as I would be in, like, say, a 6-handed or 7-handed game. Does take 1. In the Raz table, we're going to raise here with the 9-3-4. And against the pat hand in the deuce, when we break out, this becomes an easy check fold. If anyone has any issues with the music, please let me know. I got feedback from a friend saying that it's too slow for the mixed games. But I feel like I'm totally jacked up trying to go from screen to screen looking at different mixed games at the same time. So the last thing I want to be doing is headbanging to Metallica or something else like that. Alright, deuce to 7 on the button here, we open. Moxie takes 2, we got an 87 draw. We're going to start with a bet. In the 2-1 spot. Takes 2 again. We do make 87. We are gonna, and he just folds. I think against Moxie in general. I probably do a lot of betting there. I don't think you have to bet every single time in a 2-1 spot, but most people do. And I mean, again, if he's just gonna fold to me, then I should be doing some checking back there too. It's one of those things where, like, now I have information. If I know he has some check raises and he does just instantly fold his hand, then I can exploit that by checking back like some of my worst hands. We are playing PLO capped on the other table as well. Let's see if anything else. 1026 card PLO 8 or better. That's become pretty popular. Big O, Big O, Big O. PLO 5, Big O, Big PLO 6. A couple no limit games. And we are dealt number 1 in deuce to 7 triple draw. This is a hand I think you see once every, it's like 2,500 hands, something like that, when you get dealt the pat wheel. Just get there and get lucky. And these are some of the type of hands where you can theoretically get a little bit tricky, but yeah. Let's see here. In the PLO cap game, we got raised 4x pre-flop. We flop a straight flush draw top pair and second nut straight. Sorry, we don't have to flop the nut straight, but we flop we flop pretty good. So on this turn card, I don't think I'm going to go for a bet. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go for 3/4. I could have led this flop theoretically, but I think it's also, like, still good enough for their range to go ahead and bet at some point. And then on the other table over here, we do have the ace 4-8-6. I think we're going to fold to a 3x. And we get one of the worst rivers possible, I think, here. We do manage to pair the queen. I think we're going to check this one here. I mean, theoretically here we could check jam as a bluff, which would make some sense, I think. But again, the sizing, he only has 4 behind. I don't have any clubs in my hand too. And I have diamonds in the straight, so I think this just becomes one I want to check fold, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we're just going to let this one go. Here in the PLO on the other table, we limped in with ace 3-9-9. Check flop, 2 blockers on the turn to the straight, plus nut flush draw. Get that one through. Here, king, queen, 9. Deuce in the other PLO table. Call. And we do get 4x'd. Again, big ante here. I think we're still calling. And board that's definitely going to favor my opponent here. Just always give up. Yeah, small bet. Just giving up. Alright. PL clapped in the Dirty Dozen game. And queen 10, 7, 8 on the button here against less than 3x. I think we're going to go ahead and call. And Moxie min raises button here, and we have ace queen 3 5. I think we're gonna. This is close. Again, against the min raise with like a lot of dead money in there, I think we're calling. Like, this is not a good hand, but the price is just so good. Start with a check. And we do get jammed over here in the PLO game, but I think we have a hand that we theoretically want to see a flop with now. Yeah, I think we're going to see a flop there, and basically if we flop mostly anything, we just get it in. And we are definitely getting it in on that board. No questions asked. Cool. And that's not a hand that I would say was necessarily supposed to be jamming there, but we do get it. I don't think ace deuce king 3 should be repotting that there. It's one of those combinations that looks good, but in reality is I would say pretty low on the totem pole. I can definitely look that one up later to see, but my guess is it's just a little bit it's too weak. All right, limit hold'em. A lot of good stuff out there. Also, if you guys have not subscribed to Death Donkey's channel, he did some awesome work with respect to he recreated basically a 1-1 spot using Pio to kind of show you what the solution is, and he based that off of some work that I forget who it is, but I think someone who finished second in the one of the draw tournaments this summer. Basically his goal was to go out and win one of the draw tournaments, and so he started creating software to kind of figure this stuff out, and Chris was able to recreate it using Pio. So very interesting stuff. Always can't recommend enough Chris's stuff. I'm also just re-listening to the 100K. Hopefully I'll make kind of a video in the future, just kind of what I think, putting the best nuggets out there from that discussion that him and Alex Livingston had. But honestly, just rewatching it to kind of listen to what he has to say is just really good. All right, here 7-8 limit hold'em. It went raise call. So run this one over here. Do get called. I think we're just gonna go ahead and check call this one with the 8. We could do some leading here on this turn. I actually think I might do some leading here on this turn, believe it or not. But Daisy on this table, and then here's the lead that I made. Might be a thing, might not be a thing. I think it was, and we get 2 folds, so maybe it is a thing. Alex Livingston made a really good quote that I wrote down actually during it, and he basically said, you know, things that are not things can still be things. I really like that, just because, you know, our opponents... Oh, keep the music down. Thank you, Vanek. I appreciate it. That's one thing I've had trouble with is actually getting the music right. The volume for some reason. I don't know why. Check the microphone over here. All right, Raz. Basically 100% here against Moxie. I mean, this is kind of close. I still think we peel when he catches the queen. Call again, kind of make it interesting, and then we make 3 jacks. I think we're just gonna have to muck, fortunately. Here in stud 8 or better, we open the 7 with the ace 5 in the hole. And it does go off 3 ways. No, okay. All right, my wife just walked in, so I was checking up on her. All right, Moxie 3 bets, we call. Call again. Call again. Keep calling. And call river. I don't like when he bets the river, snap bets it like that. It usually means he has something, but can't not fold. Or can't, yeah, can't not call. Tricky spot here, but I think I'm going to fold my low draw. In the other game on 6th Street. There was another player over here in between we did not get to see. All right, Vanek, I will try to turn it down a little bit. See if this works. All right, here against the 6 open, I think we call. I did not see the dead cards though, so we fold that one. Yeah, it's tough. Some people like the music and some people don't. So now it's good? Okay. It's good to know. All right, no limit single draw capped here against a call, raise and a call. I'm going to fold the 3 card 10. In about 2 minutes, I turned it down way low, so let me know if it's way too low now. It just beats me left and right. I didn't see the action. I'm trying to think if Moxie check jammed or not. I guess he did not. And as you guys can see on the screen over there, I put the weekly Phenom update. So it's the text is a little bit small. There is a Delta 9 here. This is one we always we're gonna go bust with. I think I might get a little bit tricky. See if my opponent's a little bit tilted from the last hand or not. And we got a really good hand here on the stud 8 or better for portion 2. He checks. I'm just gonna stand pat. He takes 2, and I'm just gonna bet like tiny as like a block bet. And then we get jammed up pretty good, but never not jamming this one. This is just pure. Button here with a 10. Instead of we catch the deuce 3, so our board is deuce 3. It looks nice. Would have loved that 6 of hearts. Do brick out here. Still think this is kind of close, I think, between betting and checking. Moxie min raises us over on the other table. Just going to call the min raise and draw 2. He draws 1. And then Dylan over here catches an ace and checks, but I think like a lot of his pairs, he has a lot of pairs here. And then Moxie checks, and I think we're just going to go ahead and check this one back. He does have a 10. We make a wheel on the other table. Sorry, yeah. He made a 10. And then we make a wheel, so this is usually just ship the money. And it looks like our opponent had ace 8 in the hole, or ace 6 or something like that. Alright, we bring it in with the 6 here, definitely defending the ace 8. I expect Super to raise a lot here, actually, like almost 100%, but he does fold, which is interesting. We folded in that one. Calling here, even with the over. Make a low right away. Still betting. And still betting river. Am I betting river? Yeah, I'm still betting river. He cannot have like a pair of queens and a better low. It's impossible. Bet that one. Over on the other table, we move to limit Omaha high low. This one's filling up, and Dirty Dozen one's filling up too right now. Alright, Omaha 8 or better here under the gun with Queen Deuce 3-9. This is a fold. Just a wheel. Hey guys, how we going? Get Moxie's money. Alright, study better over here on the left-hand table. Bunch of low cards with 2 aces behind, and I have buried kings, which is kind of a fun spot. So we'll see how this one plays out. Yeah. I still think I'm going to call here with buried deuces. Or I'm sorry, buried kings. And then here in the Omaha game, we're going to call with the 2, 6, 7, 9 against blind versus blind. Pair of 9, we got a low draw, we got a gut shot. Kind of interesting at the check. We make, oh man, we make 3 kings over on the other table too right away. I'm going to go ahead and check the 9 back. And not much to do. I'm still going to call with the king. I can kind of like hide my hand a little bit. And on the river, I'm going to look like I'm going for a thin value bet, and I get my opponent to fold. So he might have just had nothing. Obviously, this board over here is super strong with the ace, deuce, 8, 3 hearts, and stud 8 or better. But like with 3 kings, I'm not folding and don't really want to jam. Ace, deuce, 6, 4 here in the small we're opening as well. with the 3 kings, I still think I'm calling. We're betting this one. We do make kings full on the river, and he checks to us, which means we're probably going to scoop here a lot. He did have aces, no low. And in the Omaha board, we made aces and sixes with second at low. We bet turn and got a fold. Fold this one on the button. King, queen, 4, 6. And then in deuce here with the 3, 4, 8. Gonna muck it here in the hijack. No deuce. Deuce 4, 8's probably the cutoff. Yes, much love. Yeah, I totally get it. Not ending the stream, sorry. Go back and see some of the action on the other table. Watched in the last week. Yeah, that's understandable. This one here is close. I think 3 to a wheel would be an open, but I think the 6, when you start putting cards out there like the 2, 3, 6 with a double gapper, it's probably not as good. See the deuce table over here. Did fold the deuce 4, 4 under the gun. Would have made a full house in this one. And 4, 5 here in the big blind. Against 2 players, I think we're going to fold it. It's kind of closer to defend, but again, in a 6-handed game, if someone's raising into you, it's just so likely that your opponent has it. Kind of an interesting board run out. Our I think JKMC had like ace jack 3, 4 or something. Let's do this. Just make this a little bit bigger, I think. This. I want to go look at the hand histories here. There we go. Give me additional conditions. I will not collect tables yet and wait for tables convenient for me. Yeah, fair. I saw your message. Oh, there it goes. It just pops right up. Yeah. Trying to get that. Don't love that feature per se, but all right, deuce 4, 7 here against the hijack open. I'm gonna call here in the small blind. Queen 6 offsuit and hold him. I muck this one to a high cutoff open. It's probably really close. Might also just be a mistake. Checking a 2-2 spot. Limit hold him here. We open the small blind with jack deuce. And on a board texture, I think we're just going to bet once and then give up to any action. And we have no pair, no draw, so just giving up. And again in a 2-2 spot, checks through, so we're just going to draw 2 again. To make an ace. Probably check and decide. Yeah, I think actually queen theoretically is probably a bet there. Limit hold'em with Jack 8 on the button. Again, this is probably the bottom of my unsuited jacks. I think Jack 9 is probably an open. Jack 10 is a definite open. And then here to the 3-bet with the deuce 6-8 and deuce to 7 triple draw. Just folding this one to the 3-bet. King 3. Bye-bye. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Who needs to get anybody with this token price? Yeah. Yeah, it's been something like 10 weeks in a row the token price has gone up. And again, I'm not one to... I like what Phenom is doing. I think the token and the token price is kind of an offshoot. I think more importantly what they're trying to do is build good software, build fun games, make it entertaining, you know, do something that hasn't been done. But yeah, I definitely, when I started playing on Phenom, I think the whole idea of the token price appreciation and the revenue share also is something that, you know, definitely kind of got me interested in it. Here on table, or sorry, in the 8 game in the deuce, I would have opened this hand if folded to and then kind of made a decision. But now, given the fact that someone opened the gun, with my hand is not really breakable per se, I could theoretically break and draw to the 8, but the 8's so rough. Like if I had a hand like this, I'd probably want like 9, 8, 7, 4, 3 to consider doing something like that. I would probably 3-bet and just break the 9. All right, 7 card stud. I feel like a lot of the games as of late have kind of, well, that's not true. A lot of 1530's been running at night, but I just haven't been playing at night. Here, easy steal with the ace 10 7 tables. Last 2 months I sit every day, 7 to 9 hours a table. Yeah, I see. And mill calls. And 10-3 versus 10-3. I think we just still bet. King. Go ahead and still bet the king. Mel could be defending here pretty wide. Pairs 4s. When he pairs 4s, I pretty much just have to give this hand up, I think. Bye-bye. If we still had a pair there, we are calling, but with no pair, bye-bye. 3, 4, 6. No 5s are dead, no deuces are dead, 1 7's dead. Could definitely be a spot where we could theoretically call in C1, but never against the 2-bet. Really just depends on what type of price you're getting, the antes, etc. What's the structure? 2, 4, 50 cents. So, I mean, it's a sizable ante. Ace 9 here under the gun in, let's see here, the cap game. Probably in a 6-handed game. I'm not sure if Ace 9 is just an open, but with the antes it has to be in my mind. Oh man, the 4-bet jam hand. Give me an opportunity, guys. Let's do it. We're on the stream. There's one. No 2? Probably just calling against an under the gun range, honestly. As much as I would love to jam. Do catch an ace, and then over here in the stud streets, split kings. And I expect Dylan here to bet pretty tiny, actually. He does bet third. We are not folding. And Moxie got disconnected. This is actually kind of new over here with the disconnected. They haven't put that up there before. Checking turn here. Checks back. River. I think we can theoretically get called by worse here, so gonna bet half pot and he snap folds. Sorry for the rundown. King 10 here in the small blind at 40 bigs. My guess is this is probably a 3-bet and then fold to a 4-bet. Again, one of these spots you can definitely go look up. In the stud hand, we do get it through. And we do get called in a pretty bad flop texture for our hand. But still think we can... so what about this one? We do get the fold there. Stud, we brought it in with the 5 and immediately mucked it. Eight-six suited here on the button. Again, you can see it said 150 before I opened it up, so that they're gonna fix this one. It's not showing the chips in the middle right now, but they are in there. 2-5-6 against blue. And the stud portion, when she opened a 6, we're gonna fold. We did bring it in with the deuce of diamonds. 3-7 in the muck. And then stud game, we're gonna fold the jack. Ace opens, fold. I feel like this is more than multi-tabling, like 4 or 5 tables, just because I have to move between screens, change screens, answer text, get music right. It's fun. It's kind of interesting. I actually, this one might be one I might have folded if folded to, even in 7-card stud, just because there's an 8, there's a 3, there's another 3 dead, or I think there was a 4. It was one of my cards, but my cards are all dead, so this probably would have been one I would have considered just mucking. Maybe I just call there and just see a 4 street and then decide. Also kind of an interesting one here where probably if folded to, we're just going to go ahead and open, but definitely could consider just limping if the opportunity presents itself. Here in Badusi, with a 3-card 8, we're going to fold to an under the gun open. Again, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, best hand, 5, 4, 3, 2, best Badugi. The 10 does open early. I think we're just going to muck this one. It looks like Mel just called and took 1. I mean, I would expect Mel to have like either some really bad Badugis in his hand or kind of like weakish draws. And I am friendly bets and then checks back, so I am friendly like never has Badugi here, or if he does, it's really really rough. It's more along the lines like maybe he's got like an 8 draw with a 3 card, and then pats back to with no bet. Kind of interesting. Yeah, he was really rough. Mel kind of had the hand that I expected I am friendly to have. Here with the 5, 6, 7 against 2 queens. I think I'm gonna go ahead and raise this one. I think he's maybe getting just a little bit out of line. Plus, there's another queen dead behind me. Medusa, we have 2, 3, 4. Very strong 3 card. We're definitely going to ditch the 6 at this point in the hand. Blue, it's man or woman. I think it's a woman, but I'm not sure. I don't know who she is. And then in the stud game, we catch a suited queen. So again, shouldn't be too many queens out there. But now I am friendly's board gets pretty scary here with the 9-10. And I mean, I could be relatively drawing dead here, so I think I'm just going to actually fold given the fact that he led into me. And split 10s here with everything. Again, this is just like one of those spots where we can just kind of vary it up. Going to start with a limp here with the 10s. And then blue leads in, drawing 1. Never a good sign. She pats. And we brick out. And this is one that's going to be a little bit tough because now we have a player behind us and we know we brick. So I think we're going to have to fold the 2, 3, 4. And going back to the stud hand here, we limped, we called. He catches a really good card and he catches another really good card, but now we have 2 pairs, so we're not folding at this point. Unfortunately, he does catch that 10 because obviously our full houses at this point are reduced, but we're not folding 2 pair. Kind of going the way of the dodo bird with this hand, but again, I think we're still stuck. We catch that jack on the river, which is not the best. Well, it's a good card for us to catch, I would say. And now we get checked into, which is, again, kind of interesting. We block 3 diamonds, like kings and queens. I would expect kings and queens to bet, so I think I'm going to make a thin value bet here with 10s up, and we do win. Because I'm not quite sure what my opponent there can check on the river. I don't think they would check kings and queens on the river, so make a pretty thin bet there with 10s and 8s on that against that board texture. Because I also don't think my opponent is trying to trap me on that board. It is one of those spots where if they see what I'm calling, if you know, basically it's like I see their board and they see that I'm still calling down with, so they must think that I obviously have some sort of value, some sort of draw. But I don't think most players there are going for a check raise. Badusi over here. Just hit the fold button right now. Go to the next one. All right, limit Omaha 8 or better on the 8 game table. Ace 2 queen 5. This would be a raise or 3-bet pretty much against anyone. And we do get flatted, and this range like tends to be, I would say, like, you know, mostly made up of low cards or like high cards. You get 3-bet, but again with a player in the middle here, I think we just like want to jam this type of hand. We flop a wheel wrap. No backdoor flush draw, but again, very strong draw. We don't have to turn this hand into a bluff. That is a card that we're definitely going to bet, though. We do have the ace of clubs, too. Not that I'm going to turn my hand into a bluff, per se. But, I guess added information in my hand is also good to know. We do get raised on this river. I would expect it to be... I mean, it's either deuce 5 or king 10, so there's no real point in raising. I'm not a huge fan of this raise for what it's worth. Wow. Got called on the flop by king high. But again, going back to like what we were talking about, like that's usually some sort of high hand. That hand should just be thrown in the muck pre-flop, even though it's double suited. With no pair, no draw. Realistically, found a way to get there though. No limit. We raised under the gun with 6-7 suited. Again, board we get to bet pretty small. Not really worried about getting blown off my equity with a 6 and no spade here. So, and then in the Omaha table we flop again pretty good. We flop open end draw with ace 3. And table 2 here. Go check the 6-7. We pick up some outs. And then on the river over here, check turn. Obviously, very easy bet here with 3-5 and an ace on the river. And we do scoop that one. Called by a 4. Did I see that? 4-9-7 king. And then on the river, we got potted into. And we're just going to let this one go. All right, hand here in the big blind in Omaha 8 or better. We do have the 8 Badugi. This is most likely going to be a defend, but it's... Honestly, you can make the case for just folding it with a rake, probably. It's probably one of those hands where you're not like giving anything up. to 3.5x with Mel. This is a fold. And then we're just going to check this one back. Kind of flop something or don't, just to get out of the hand. Yeah, again, I think like we can check this one. We turned something. We turned 3-7 low with open-ender and a 5, so I don't think we're folding now. I think we have a little bit too much to fold, even though the pot's like relatively small. It's kind of hard to scoop me both ways, but I think we can get scooped both ways, and I think I'm going to check this one back just for that reason. Did have 5-6. I don't think I'm pushing enough equity both ways to bet river, because it's one of those spots where I could bet and just accidentally get scooped. All right, limit on my high low with ace jack 3-8 in the small blind against a raise and a call. I think we're going to fold the Badoogie. Lacking in a lot of aspects here. Interesting one here in the cutoff. We do have, let's see here, we're playing Badoogie. We have the jack 9. I'm going to open this one. There's a couple different things we theoretically could do depending on what the action we get. But this one here, we're just going to pat and hope. Definitely like my unbreakable kings, my unbreakable queens, I think I'm folding. So just gonna bet again. Not what we wanted to see. Jack's kind of close in the range, I would say. Like, I don't really have a bunch of kings or queens here. But I would definitely say, like, no, I probably have no kings and queens, honestly. So, and I don't really love drawing to a 9. So probably like the jack 10, the jack 9 is probably a fold. Some of the other combos I think we can consider calling, maybe breaking with, or just calling down with. Here with 3-6 in the big blind, we are going to call and draw 2. We do improve to a, and this is a spot I actually think we can consider betting down as a bluff. Yeah, like I think I can bet my hand down as a bluff here. I don't necessarily need to pat my hand. We do get raised, and probably just giving it up at this point. We don't want to be drawing dead, and we have like no showdown value, so. But having like a 3-card 8, I think, is one of the worst 3 cards I'm going to have. Now, I could reduce and then change my tune and then like check and decide. But if I show up at the river with a 3-card 8, then a little more interesting. So Moxie posts and raises. I'm still going to give this one up. But Moxie's range here should be, I'm probably guessing, is a little bit too wide. Again, you should have some traps in your range here, but no one plays that way. They just kind of say like, oh, if I raise and I open, then am I going to play the World Series? Oh. Week 1. Here with a6 on the button, we're going to open. Draw 2. Raz over here with King 4-6. Pretty much going to give this one up unless it folds to Lauren and she steals. And then study it or better on the other table. Folding the 10 deuce 6. For some reason I thought I brought it in there. I might have considered actually limping there. Wide range on wide range. Again, studied better with the 6-6-4. Gonna go ahead and limp this one. Oops, sorry. With some other low cards behind, including an ace. And catch pretty bad. But it looks like it's going to check around here. I feel like the ace and the 8, the ace 8 and the deuce 3 should have put a bet in there. Kind of interesting spot here. Ace 7 8 should bet, but the fact that he didn't raise and didn't put a he checks again. I mean, this just might be a high hand. I'm going to go for a bet here and try to take this one away or do something on a later street. I do have 2 clubs in my hand too, so I guess he doesn't have a club draw. The fact that he didn't bet 4th or 5th or didn't raise kind of just makes me think that his hand is kind of like a high hand. This is a close spot here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and again check back. I have no low draw now either. But he catches so good on 6 that I guess we're just going to check back 5s and hopefully, or 6s, and just hopefully have some showdown value. He did have 2 big ones in the hole, looks like, and we just find a way to win that one. But it's pretty telling when he didn't raise 3rd, bet 4th, or bet 5th. All right, Raz over here. We have the Queen 7 deuce against the pure steel, and we get to check fold, so not much there. Raz again with 9-3-4. A couple of my cards were dead. And when the ace 2 bets, we're going to fold the 9. Anything else going in though? Super, so 8160 is going. Fortunately, that is out of the challenge bankroll right now. Looks like, let's see, 856 stud 8. We'll get there in a second. All right, 856 in the stud 8 against a 6 stealing. When called, start with a check with a king. Not folding. Still think I'm going to lead this one just because he has a bunch of diamonds. I am going to check this. I'm going to bet this one because I have 3 diamonds in my hand. Plus I do have a low draw too if I'm wrong. And I still think I just bet river with 8s and an 8-6 low. If I didn't have 3 diamonds, I would probably check 6th street here. But it is significant, like I would say, importance here. And we do scoop against the 7s. Yeah, I think he had an 87, like 8-7-6 low draw too. Or 8-7-6 low as well. But again, I think that bet on 6th street, like, you know, you definitely want to go thin when you can. I mean, theoretically, it might have been too thin, but I just don't know. And here's kind of an interesting spot in the stud 8 game where it's kind of like a high board only. I have like buried 8s with 2 hearts and a low card. There's no low out there also, so I think we're going to go ahead and check. We're going to go ahead and call this one. All right, PLO capped. Pretty hand over here with the king, king, jack 4 double suited. call here against the jack's bet. Now we make 3 flush reload, pair of 8s. He does open pair 6s, but I think we have enough equity to continue. Plus all the 8s are still live, so that's a bonus. And now we make 2 pair with flush draw. And this has got to be pretty scary for him. And this is like one of those spots where I think I'm actually going to go for a bet and see if he can just fold once. Because my hand really does look like a flush here a lot. No hearts were out. You know, I didn't re-raise him with the queen, and we get the fold. So, and then flopped pretty nice over here on the king, king, jack 4. Given the board texture and given like our SPR is a little over 2, I think we just go ahead and pot. We don't block the diamonds. So there's really like no trapping going on here. If we had like ace, if we had king, king, like ace 10, I think those are the type of hands you want to consider. Maybe you're like king, king, queen 10 with diamonds. Those are the hands you want to be trapping there because you just flop so big. But on that board against my opponent's limp calling range, I think it's just a pretty clear at like SPR2. Just pot, get it in, and hope for the best. All right, deuce to 7, triple draw. Blue calls. Blue might have a 1 card draw here. Blue does take 2. Let's take 2 with her. Fair fight. And if she checks, we're betting. If she bets, we're just calling, even though we've seen like a couple 4s, couple 5s. And we make the 6-eye straight draw. We've seen a 4, a 5, and a 6. We're just going to check this one back again. You know, this is the one straight draw that you realistically can't get away with too much, but I don't love the fact that she bets, but in this 1-1 spot, like, this is always a call in if we're folding here. And again, like, I wonder if she's just a little bit too polar. Meaning, you know, is she going to bet thin enough? That was a good bet by her, obviously. Like, any 8's a bet for sure. Whoops, what did I just do? So here, we called a very small raise from the hijack with 6, 6, 7, 8 in the small blind. Again, pretty favorable flop for our opponent, and I'm not going to start check raising. I mean, if I had 2 5s would be an interesting one to consider starting to check raise here. But again, we're not that deep, and I don't think our opponent's going to fold like aces up here, so I think we're going to check call. And just check give up now. And he does check back, which is kind of interesting. My question here, should I turn my hand into a bluff? But I don't think it's going to work as much now that the ace is paired. Yeah, like if he has kings, I think probably he's calling. I have to go pretty big in my mind. Folded 2 deuces here on the button. Yeah, if anyone's out there for the World Series, my plan is to be out there for the first 7 to 10 days. See how that one goes. King, queen, 5, 7 here. I have to imagine a suited king or a suited queen without the tri-suit is probably a play, but I think with the tri-suit to the queen, probably a fold. It might just be off. It might just be a fold on its own. I think I just opened this one. I opened king, ace, king, 6, 7. This one's probably close with a suited 7. Probably definitely a suited king from the hijack. Again, the beauty of recording these things and then going back is you can just go ahead and look at your play. Here with, let's say good aces. Like now at these stack depths, we trap for sure with some aces, and given the fact that there's antes too. But with usually we're trapping like really good aces. And that one just folds through again. Limit hold'em, we folded ace-3 in the hijack here. A little bit too weak from that position. And again, you can also go 5x in this game pre-flop as opposed to 3.5. Get a limp here. And again, with this combination, I think we just check back with the suit. Just because we have an ace doesn't mean check. Check the gut shot. Nothing really else going for me. Do have a pair here. Just check one more time. I think on this river, actually, I was going to say I might bluff this one on this river, but just done now. All right, limit hold'em in the 8 game. We are going to call with the jack. And then we're going to check call on this board, I think, with the flush. We're going to check again. In the PLO table over here. Check nut flush draw, no pair. Still thinking limit hold'em here. We call one more time. And then Mel bets full pot, which is kind of interesting. Get a run out that we don't love. But I'm still calling with nut flush draw. And then I think on this one, we're going to go ahead and call with 2 pair. He does have a very pretty hand. I'm going to bet full pot into Mel here. Does call, and then the river. I mean, there's some way there that he theoretically here could have the, I guess the queen high flush, straight flush, but he has the straight flush. Wow. All right, there we go. I was looking at the queen 9, but I guess the queen 9 is not the only one out there. All right, queen 5, 7, 8 on the button here. If gets back to blue, definitely opening this one up double suited. Ooh, limit hold'em here with queen 5 in the cutoff. I think this is like again one of these close opens. All right, 4, 4, 6, 7 done. Let's see if we get any action in the limit hold'em streets. We do. Pretty good board texture for us, I think. Betting pretty high. My guess is if we could check raise, we're not doing too much 3 betting. Because we block hearts and we block the straight draw, so and we unblock pairs. All right, stud 8 or better here, and then on the 2-4 table we have the Badesi round. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Best low. 4, 3, 2, 1 rainbow. Best Badoogie. Oh yeah, just got a message. Someone else in the game. I didn't realize it. Tightful. Just a low limit mixed game streamer at this point, trying to show you guys how to play. Again, if anyone is watching who, oh man, the 8160 is four-handed right now. Is Juke playing? Yeah, Huck's playing. Every day it seems like these little games are going, or these bigger games are going now, which is nice. But again, this is another good spot for everyone to learn how to play mixed too, so it's nice that they offer the low limits. But if you see over on the screen right now, you can see we won just over $800 last week. Don't include the rate back; it's converted in Phenom. And again, trying to show the idea of like, hopefully after a couple months of doing this, we get enough token to where we're like making, something in rake share that it shows like every week. It's like, hey, we $25 closer to our goal kind of thing, and didn't really have to do much, So we'll see how that goes. But AC here with a junky 10. And not a 3 card that's not good, not really a 2 card that's not good, not really a 1 card that's one good, so mock it. Stud 8 here with the 9 against the 4. Again, I think we can do some limping. Even with the 9. The other thing too is like if your opponents start to think that you're weak every time you limp, I mean obviously just start throwing in some here we fold in the 3-4-8-8-8 in Badesi. Some really strong limps. And, back raise them for 3 bets, 4 bets, whatever it is. All right, ace-2-3. Usually we're getting this one to show now. We make number 1 Badoogie right away. All right. I think we're gonna get trappy. I don't think we're gonna get trappy now. If I get the opportunity to, if he 3 bets, I'll wait and then raise on a different street. I think I want to raise now. Yeah. Well, we're definitely raising now, but I think this is another reason too. He also might just have a strong hand at this point. But again, like once it goes, you got to think like range is narrow pretty quick here too. And then on the stud game, go there real quick. I breaked out over here. And then he pats. So my guess is I just have to improve. We did not. But I'm also not betting a wheel on the river here. Again, just because, just in case. Don't think I ever win, but yeah, pretty wide there with 8-8, but totally fine. Over on the other table with split kings here. This one's a little bit different. This hand definitely plays better heads up if we can get the opportunity, so we're going to go for it. And then once the 5 breaks the 9, and we make 2 pair. Easy bet, we'll take it there. Kind of interesting she folded for 1 bet. I'm kind of curious what that looks like. Again, here with the split kings, I think we're just going to go for the open. I think the more limping you'll see in this game is just more of like the low cards with kind of wide ranges as opposed to the big pairs, because the big pairs want it heads up, less players. Raz here with deuce 3-9. This is ace to 5 Raz, not deuce to 7. And once we pair 9, we're just done ski and hutch ski. If I was Moxie, I would just fold if I could. See, about an hour 20 into the stream right now. Yeah, let me know if the music's just too chill or not upbeat enough. Some of the feedback I was getting is it's too chill for mixed games, and I mean, I got a lot of stuff going on, man. Give me a break. All right, deuce 7 triple draw in the 8 game. Calling here with 3-5-6 in the big blind. We're just getting a good price. Not the best draw, but not too much we can do here. Did fold the queen 5-4 in a position here with like 2 deuces behind, which we need, so letting that one go. Win 2-3. Improved this 6 high straight, or not improved to the 6 high straight, so we're gonna go ahead and bet this one. But we do have the wheelie good draw. Pair deuce again. Obviously, we're betting that one for sure. Do make this the 5 Badugi and Badusi, unfortunately, but we will still take the whole pot. All right, 2-5-6-7. Even though we do have a flush draw here, this is still played the same way. You can get off your flush draw. I think only once in my life have I ever made like multiple 7s with a flush. It's just so rare. It occasionally happens. Let's see, right in the muck. All right, one of my favorite games, no limit deuce to 7 single draw capped. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2 is the best hand. Make a 7, get it all in. Now I got to remember though, on the other table I'm playing triple draw, so it's one of the tough things sometimes about multi-tabling mixed games. You really got to be paying attention. This is a good example here too. You could think like, I can have a 1 card 10 draw. All right, we do get dealt a hand though over here. We get dealt 9-7. This is a hand I believe I'm just gonna shove against Mel if it folds to me. I think by far this is probably the best play. Now, Mel's kind of repping like a good 1 card draw range, I would say, or, you know, kind of like his pad hand range. But I think I want to shove there. I think I can still shove like as wide as the 9s. And if I want to go for like 3-bet pat value, probably the 8s. Here with the 1 card 10 draw. And I'm going to fold the king, queen, 5, 7, 8 on the button here. The only love that the 3 card 8 is a straight draw and a flush draw. Kind of isn't as significant, obviously. Some of my other hands, but here with the 1 card 10 in the cutoff, gonna open this one. We're just playing every hand over here. All right, limit 08, best game ever invented. No one can convince me otherwise, especially Alan Kessler. It's kind of funny. There was if you go look on my Twitter, same handle, at Learn Mixed Games. I was making the argument that in a situation where the there's so much money in the pot, someone should call with second pair on a no-low board. And Alan thought we were all crazy. Well, it looks like the 8 game here is going to break down. And then the still have a little bit of play in the we'll just keep it over here in the other one. All right, well, it did get checked around on the flop here. Go ahead and check three queens back. Limit height or better. And then on the river here, I think we're going to go pot size and sorry. We did call blues raise with the 6-6-3-5 with 3 diamonds. And we do get called by the king. And Mel leads. We call. We do have 3-6 with 6s. Still calling. We're open-ended. You could have a high hand too. We don't love that one. But could have like flush draw, low draw. We're not folding a set in a live 3. And we're still going to chop it. Alright, ace 4-9-9 on the button here. Against cutoff, we're going to 3-bet this one. And button open for sure. And then on this board with the 2 overs, I think this is kind of a good one to consider checking back. And then I'm going to check back one more time, I think. It's one of those annoying spots against Moxie because, like that should hit me at a fair bet. He's betting though, so. Like, if I fold this hand, this is a really tight fold against Moxie. I think I'm going to call. Like, I would expect something like that, I guess, but... because, like, that card should hit me. The way that I play my hand, that should definitely hit me. Like, if he has a straight there, I think he should actually go for a check raise. We're playing a hand on this other table here. Relatively short at this point when raise, re-raise pre-flop, but... deuces are kind of an interesting one and limit hold'em in the small blind. And 6s here. We are going to open the deuces once it gets folded to us, and then 6s we open and everyone folds. And then on this board, I think like the 10-9-5, it does hit my opponent pretty hard. Just check, and I'm going to check that one again. Check again. And we're just going to check this one again. I mean, we theoretically do have some showdown value, but... and just give it up. All right, what are we at? We're at an hour and a half. All right, I think we are going to... we're going to play a couple more hands. We're going to call our stream. Vanek, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I do have like the stud hand over here. Catch a good suited card for us. Go ahead and bet again. Catch an over card again to his hand. Go ahead and bet that one again. make open aces. This is probably the end of the hand right here. Yeah, that's it. Here, let's see here, raise the ace queen. I'm gonna fold this one. Don't know how sticky my opponent's gonna be there. And board texture, obviously, not great for me, so I'm gonna check this one back with the overs and the nut flush draw. And when blue checks, I think we just check one more time. And this is kind of a close to a value bet against normal player, I would say, but against blue, I think we check back ace queen, and she does have ace 6. Ace 4, we're done. All right, stud high hand over here, queen jack 10. We are raising into an ace, but we're not folding this hand, so. He makes open aces, and that is that. But I think we're going to play a limit Omaha stud 8 or better round. This is kind of close here from the cutoff four-handed. I think probably want something like a suited jack, but I'm still going to open it. I have no problem opening this one. And we flop monstrous. Flush draw, top set. Do have a backdoor low draw around the 3. This is just a fast play. Go ahead and check raise this one. And we do make a flush with a set, so not checking here. And we do get the fold. Card stud over here. We got 3-bet in that Omaha hand we just mucked. Queen 10-6 rainbow. Just 3 here. Muck it. But it's definitely that time of day where I'm going to go start making dinner for the kids. Wow. Quads and a 3-4 low. That's a good hand. I would have made 7s full too. My goodness, that would have been torturous. Ace deuce 4-9. Who missed that one? Ace deuce 4-9 here. We're going to 3-bet four-handed. Pretty bad flop for our hand. Range on range, I think we're still slightly ahead, but I think we want to check this one. And I think we want to go ahead and just check call this one once. We do turn a spade draw, but it's kind of an ugly spade draw here with like no gutter, no load, nothing else. I think we're just going to probably give this one up. Ace high flush draw here I would not fold. Ace king 10-3. And against a cold call, we're gonna 4-bet this one again. I feel like you run better when you start 4-betting these hands, and he does fold, so obviously super beneficial for us too. See, you just flop full houses. You just got a 3-bet and 4-bet, and you just somehow flop full houses. Let's see. And we do have no hearts here, so, I mean, this is good for us because we want to keep betting. And unfortunately, the low runs out, so good chance here we chop it. Oh, no, we beat the ace 3-4. All right. All right, we are sitting on that table. We're going to finish the Badoosie round over here. Let me done. again. I think I'm going to call here. I think this is definitely a little loose of a call, but again, my opponent here is usually drawing 2 or 3, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I also think, not again trying to pick. Well, this could. I mean, theoretically, this could be a trap too, but I don't mind having the button here. I'm going to give this one up. I don't love the fact that this is kind of played out this way. Plus, blue can be a little bit tighter in this situation, so I'm going to just make less of a mistake at this point. It just looks like he had a rough Badoogie. Blue had obviously a pretty strong draw there with Made a Wheel, 3 card. Well, it's just going to show my balance account anyway, so we'll have to fix that out. See how next big blind. But as always, guys, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Leave me any comments or questions below. You can get a hold of me. My email's down there. If you're looking to open a Phenom account, please do. Use the code LMG or use the link below. If you're on watching this on Twitch, there's a little link symbol that says on Phenom. And if you do, you can always let me know, because then I will use any sort of referral that I get towards the 100K Phenom Way Challenge. But yeah, I love hearing from you guys, and getting a lot of response email as of late for session reviews and stuff like that. So just put one out there as well. In the future, I hope to have some other new content for you. Anything you guys want to see, just let me know. I think we got about 2 more hands and then we're done. Unfortunately here we do not have the deuce 4-7. We have the 2-7, so we're going to fold this one. We got one more after this. All right, guys. Good luck at the tables. I will talk to you soon. Play well. Bye-bye.